DJ Dance versus the obstacles of life. Fight!
Time right. It's almost time, baby. You ready?
I'm so ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Now, make sure y'all hitting the thumbs up. Make sure y'all comment and let us know where y'all tuning in from. The show Get 'Em to the Metaverse is about to start. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Come on, make some noise. Put some fire emojis in the comment section. It's about to be insane. It's about to be insane. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Yeah. It's called Get 'Em to the Metaverse. You gotta get 'em to the Metaverse. That's joy. That's joy over there. It's me. It's me right here. It's Get 'Em to the Metaverse. You gotta get 'em to the Metaverse. Let's go. Hold up, man. Every single time I step in the building to this beat, you gotta understand, man. Yeah, I'm feeling real good. Right here, I'm feeling real good. Right here, we got joy looking good and tasty. We got joy looking good and tasty. How you doing today, Joy? How you doing today,
I am doing amazing. Everybody, welcome to another episode of Get 'Em to the Metaverse. Like always, we have a phenomenal guest. Again, preparing for amazing discussion today. So thank you all so much for tuning in and welcome.
That's it, man.
How you feeling, J Dunn?
How I'm feeling? Let me see. Look. Man, I'm feeling real good. Right here. I'm feeling real good. Right here because it's Get 'Em to the Metaverse. You gotta get 'em to the Metaverse. Look, we gotta record that. We just gotta record it. All right, it's a done deal. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Make sure y'all hitting this like button. You know what I'm saying? Because this show needs to be seen all across the interwebs. That's right. Because listen, we do this out of our heart, out of our genuineness. You know what I'm saying? We could be just chilling. I could be rubbing on my baby body right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
you see how I said it? You saw how I said it? You saw how I said it? Rubbing on my baby body. You know what I'm saying? You can't say it that fast. You know what I'm saying? But listen, we are here to promote and get people to join the Metaverse. And that's what we're going to be here to do every time you see us on Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, all the time. Now, you ready to get some news?
Let's get into it.
You ready to get some news? Because we got some news now. All right, we've been gone for what?
A lot has happened since we've been gone. We got to catch up on it. A lot's been going on.
It's been a lot. So let's go ahead and stop the music. Because we can jam on that all day long. But let's go ahead and get into this week's breaking news. Now, all right. Here's where I'm about to go with this, okay? Because
Okay.
I'm always prepared. I'm always prepared. Look, my stuff don't want to act right again today. There it go. All right, there we go. uh, the first one we're gonna talk about, okay,
Mhm.
is this very special. Let me get my notes up. The very special HTC announcement. Okay,
Okay.
last week was a big event, GDC, Game Developer Conference, and HTC showed off some incredible tech. Now, we are lovers of the Quest platform, the Quest Pro, but as we all know, we've talked about it on the Get 'em to the Metaverse podcast that the XR Elite is HTC's very new and very modern and take on Quest Pro for
Mhm.
around $1,100. So we know the Quest Pro dropped price just a few weeks ago, actually, to
Yeah.
$999. I think a little bit to undercut uh, the XR Elite, but XR Elite did not go down not fighting, right? So there was an announcement at GDC about, get ready, full
Okay.
body trackers, self tracking devices, okay?
Oh.
So HTC, believe it or not, in Vive has been the leader. They've been the leader of all of these types of devices for tracking. So if you want to do full body tracking, you got to get these base stations. Then you got to get these little pucks.
Mhm.
They're like these little pucks about this big, and that's how you get in VR chat, full throttle, and things like that. But they've come out with something that's very similar to the Quest Pro controllers, where they're self track devices. What you got to say about that, Joy?
This could be a game changer,
It can.
especially for those who use this type of technology all the time. It's like, wait a minute, we're on something cutting edge new. Like, okay, we have to look into this. So
A
this is
hundred
amazing.
percent. 100%. And for me, what I'm thinking about too is just the point that now these are in the price range, right, of something that you would specifically buy. So we don't know the pricing yet, but it's rumored to be around 150 to 200 per device. Okay, so for about three of these, you're looking at about $600. However, they're self-tracked, so they don't need base
Mhm.
stations because base stations is a whole nother $300, and
Yep.
you can put these trackers literally on any area of your body and it will be tracked. Now, we ain't gonna get into what some people gonna do with these trackers,
Oh
okay?
my lord.
But I'm excited about it. It's something we've gotten a little bit more into VR chat. Um,
Mhm.
and this is not a part of the breaking news, but I know you saw this too, Joy, that Rec Room is actually going to be making itself compatible with full body tracking very soon with their new
Yeah,
full body avatars. Now,
they
Meta,
are coming for Meta, like all these different implementations.
I mean, come
What?
on. Look, Meta, where y'all at with, we just want legs. All we wanted was legs. We didn't even ask for full body tracking. We just asked for legs. All right. And so all I'm looking forward to this. I'm actually hoping HTC, if you want to sponsor us, I would love to be able to have some of these devices get to the Getting Things Done studio so we can try them out and do some VR chatting. I think that'd be really cool. And hopefully maybe they'll work with this is the funny part. They actually work with the Quest Pro. They work with the Quest
Really?
Pro. So you don't even have to have the XR Elite. You can literally get your Quest Pro and use these. It's incredible. So just shout out to HTC Vive for what they're doing. It's
Yeah.
just incredible work what they're doing. All right. So let's get into the next one because look, Meta will not be silenced. Okay. But neither will Oculus. Okay. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Now, you wasn't prepared for that statement. Meta made an announcement at GDC once again about something that they're initiating called Oculus Publishing. Now, as we all know, that the Quest 2 device and even the Quest Pro originally were Oculus devices.
Yes.
And then I want to say what, after 20, maybe 20 into 2021, they rebranded as the Meta
Meta.
Quest platform. And so we actually still have the older Quest 2s that actually still
Team
have the
Oculus.
Oculus logo. So and Joy is completely 100% saying she's never trading it in. She ain't gonna never get a Meta. She believes it's a collector's item. It's gonna be proof that Oculus exists. Well, this is even more proof. Oculus distribution and publishing is going to be actually actively investing into 150 titles right now for the
Woo!
Quest platform. Now, that's pretty huge. And
That
these
is huge.
can I say these games are not just going to be on the Quest platform. They're publishing these games and helping these games come to fruition. And they're going to be on the Pico store. They're going to be on the XR Elite. They're going to be on the PlayStation VR platform as well. So I mean, shout out to Meta. They kind of pulled the trump card and say, look, we're the ones paying for y'all games to even come to y'all platform, all right?
Yes.
So before y'all even, like Zenith, it's a MMORPG. After the Fall, Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, all of those games were huge games that was actually funded by this platform. What do you think about that, Joy?
I am excited to see what else they come out with.
Uh-oh.
This is huge.
Come on.
Um, I'm looking to see, and I'm gonna keep my eye on them to see what they have up their sleeves next.
Yeah, because it's gonna be very very special. I think having Oculus back as a brand is a smart move. I would love for them to
Oh
just
yeah,
go full circle and just say, hey, we're gonna separate the Meta piece from here and just call it the Oculus platform again. A lot of nerds, a lot of us nerds, the guys who've been into this for a longer period of time, we're like, yes, Oculus is back. Well, we know it's just a name because Meta owns them at the end of the day, right? So I've gotten used to
yeah.
MetaQuest. It was hard at first, but it's much easier now to go to it. So let's move on to the next one here, and this one specifically is going to be about the Pico 4. So at GDC again.
It was
Listen, I
popping.
hope GDC was popping. GDC was popping. Okay, I ran in the room when I saw this tweet, if you remember, Joy, and I said to you, "Oh my goodness, Pico's making this huge announcement. They made this big deal on Twitter, like join us for the next evolution, the next step in the Pico story, right?"
Hmm.
And it's at GDC in America, not overseas, like all the other keynotes were. This is in America, and unfortunately, all it was them showcasing. They literally said, "We have nothing to show you. We're just showcasing the Pico 4 that you can only buy in the UK," right?
Yeah.
However, what we didn't know and what we kind of figured was at the same time, Pico is owned by ByteDance, which is also a TikTok company.
TikTok.
All right, so TikTok is in the courtrooms with the Senate and with America, basically a debate about whether TikTok should be banned from use in the United States. And so, because of that, Pico decided it might not be a good time to launch a headset that's literally owned by that company.
Yeah.
So they pulled at the last minute their announcement. I was upset about it because I was actually excited. Pico, if you want to sponsor us, I was really excited about it coming to the Americas. What do you think about this, Joy?
I was excited about it coming to the Americas as well. Another competitor for the Quest and
Yeah,
everything, but it would be too risky. I completely understand why they will pull out. I mean, TikTok is getting hammered in the courts, and
yeah,
day by day, it's seeming like TikTok will be banned from the United States.
yeah, very much so.
So it doesn't even make sense to try to implement that. So I understand it. Do I
Yeah,
like it? No,
yeah.
but
I love what you said. You said something very keen. The Quest platform needs it really needs competition, and right
yeah,
now it just doesn't have it. I mean, you just heard the title right before this: 150 titles in the work for the Quest
yeah.
platform, and there was I think it was like something a number that was like 300 overall, like some outrageous number for years to come. So the Quest platform is healthy, but maybe this next topic, this last topic for news,
Oh,
might just be what we've been waiting on. What you think about this? It's Apple. Apple made an announcement
yes.
for WWDC. Now, I gotta tell a personal story. One of my greatest achievements on earth is getting Joy Rain to fall in love with Apple keynotes. Okay, it's a whole day off at our household. Okay, that day's already took June 5th is already a day taken off. There's no
Yeah.
work. There's no contract work. Ain't no 9 to 5. We gonna have food prepared. We gonna be sitting in front of the TV to hear Tim Cook go, "Good morning." All right, and we get chills. Look, I got chills just saying it. We get chills every single time because we know WWDC means new software, new hardware maybe might be announced. And for this particular one, I believe this is the one we've all been waiting on for what,
Fingers crossed.
maybe like 4 or 5 years, probably since we've gotten into VR, and that is the Apple mixed reality headset announcement, the rumored $3,000 device.
Ooh.
Now, I want to temper that with there was some news today, breaking news, literally like this says that it's a possibility, however, that it might have got pushed back and delayed again.
Oh.
So will we see it at WWDC? I have a few people, some insider knowledge telling me we're still gonna see it. It won't ship until much later in the year, but we will see it if even if it's just a teaser saying we you know it's
Saying it's
coming.
coming.
You know it's something's coming. The famous Apple line, if you don't study the Steve Jobs and been watching it a lot, the famous line is one more thing. If Tim Cook, as he's ending up WWDC, and he doesn't say, "Oh yeah, one more thing," we're not getting the headset. Okay, that's how they rock. That's how they get down. So man, there was some really good news, and I was all around. See, we're not just Quest lovers. You know, we talked about the Pico, we talked about Apple, we talked about HTC Vive. So, you know, all around, right? So let's get into our last part before we bring in our amazing guests, and that is our apps of the week. Now, Joy, tell us, why is Horizon Worlds your app of the week?
Like,
What's
is
going on?
it?
She's like,
Yes.
is it?
Yes. I've been blessed
Come on.
to have won World of the Year
Come on.
voted by the community of Horizon Worlds. And
Come on.
it was so unexpected. It was so just wow.
Yes.
I appreciate everybody and their art that they have contributed to being up against each other.
Yeah.
These were the best of the best. They won in each of their categories, and for all of
Come
us
on.
to be up against each other, and one final winner was chosen, and it was Joy in the Morning. That says volumes to the community of Joy in the Morning and everyone who took the time out to vote for Joy in the Morning. So we appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're just going to continue this journey of helping people become more joyful, optimistic, and yearning for positivity. That's what it's
Come
all
on.
about.
Come on, man. We got some fam in the building. We got to always shout out the people in the building. First of all, the first comment almost all the time from the fam, Mr. Hardy
Hey!
West saying, yo. Of course, we got
Amen.
Liam Solomon, I believe, talking when this was talking about the Apple headset, this comment came up. We appreciate you so much for
Hey there.
tuning in. Says, I'm here. Appreciate you. And Sincere be one of our followers as well, man.
Hey
Thank you
there.
so much, man. You're always showing love and support all over our platform. So we really appreciate you tuning in. And yeah, man, like it's really powerful what you're doing in Horizon Worlds. I don't want to overshadow that the people that was in this particular contest. This was all winners of previous awards now
Yeah.
being put into one pool and saying, now let's see who's the best world of this. And the community, not us, the community chose. The community voted
Yeah. It
for
was like,
Joy in the Morning. Okay? So I'm so proud of you. I just want to publicly say how
oh,
proud
thank
I
you.
am of you. In fact, I'm gonna put it on me because they need to see my swagger, you know what I'm saying, when I say this.
Yes.
You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? All right,
Oh
all
my
right, all right. I'm
gosh.
done. All right. So anyway, so that was your app of the week. Okay. Now,
Yes.
here's the thing. Everybody knows we really love Horizon Worlds, but my app of the week was a kind of strange one. It was spatial. Um, I've been spending some time. Okay. Hardy, don't shoot nothing at us. I've been spending some time in spatial, just learning the platform, learning more about what other metaverse like experiences are out there and what's the capabilities to better report for get them to the metaverse, for us to better understand what is the metaverse world building, what does it really look
Yeah.
like, farther. And the person we're going to bring in on today, this is a person who's big on diversification and not being on just one platform. So that was a reason I kind of was like, let me go check out Spatial. Let me go check out what they're doing. And I gotta tell y'all, man, all right, listen. They doing it up. All right, they
Oh,
own
they're
it. They
doing
can
it.
they got it to where you can bring your own avatars in, like VR chat. You can bring in 3D worlds. You know, you can build with visual scripting now. You don't have to do coding in Unity and Blender. It's just incredible, man. So shout out to the developers of Spatial. Shout out to them for pushing the envelope. Something that's on mobile, that runs great on web, that runs on VR.
That's
Um,
amazing.
Almost every device that you can imagine. So I really think that's incredible. Now, that is those apps. Now we have one more app we want to get into, which I think is kind of powerful. So when we got our Quest Pros, there was a desire. Okay, you know we try to do everything with our Quest Pros. We try to play games. We try to have community, but we also try to stay fit. Right. So there was a promise with Quest Pro that eventually you'll have mixed reality applications that allow you to work out with real people, in
Hmm.
your home, like real coaches with your real dumbbells and everything. And here's the app that's allowing you to do it. It's called Light Sport. This used to be called Light
Woo!
Boxer. And this, listen to this. You can actually use hand tracking. There's a coach that's shows up in your house. You begin to grab your dumbbells and it's tracking you in real time with a real coach. That
That's really
is
cool.
insane. They even have like the ropes, so you do the little ropes, and it visualizes in your home, and the person is watching you, of course, watching the metrics. I mean, come on, y'all. This is absolutely the most coolest thing I've ever seen. The point that you can work out now using hand tracking with a Quest Pro with a person seeming like a coach in your home. And this is just the beginning of this technology. I'm expecting it to continue to grow, to continue to have more add-on, and I just think it's gonna be incredible. What do you think about it, Joy?
Yeah, I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to say this is just the beginning of this type of technology. So I'm looking forward to see what it all develops into.
Yeah, it's gonna be very powerful, very very powerful. So, man, all right, we moving them right along. We right on time, and I'm excited about this because this last application we were just talking about is a mixed reality app, and that wasn't on chance here, okay? Because normally we've been talking about metaverse technology, right? Virtual reality technology. We haven't spent a lot of time on augmented reality. And this brother we're about to bring up on the virtual platform today is a phenomenal developer. He's doing some crazy things. He's actually owns his own gaming company called Exec Gaming. It's I can go on and on about the brother, but we need to just bring him on in and have him speak for himself. So I'm gonna tell him to take himself off mute, and I want everyone to give a round of applause virtually by hitting the like button, by hitting some fire emojis in there for my brother, our dear brother, Rex Gatling. Man, come on in, bro.
Woo!
Pleasure to be here. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir, bro. First of all, man,
Awesome.
it's been a long time coming to have you on the
Yes, it
platform.
has.
We're so excited. I think when we first started the platform, man, I reached out to you and said, "Hey, bro, one of these days we're gonna have you on." So this is the pleasure you're about to have. You're about to have Miss Joy
Yes,
Rain
sir.
take over the reins of this show and lead you with some amazing questions. So I'm gonna give it to her, and we're gonna start from there, bro.
Sure, let's
Awesome.
do
Well,
it.
thank you so much for joining us today on Get Them to the Metaverse. And so we are just going to get right into it, okay? And so for those who are not familiar with you, tell us about, who you are and explain what you do in this space.
Yes, absolutely. Rex Gatling. I live in New York City. Exec Gaming. I started a little over 3 years ago, where we build AR and VR experiences for augmented reality glasses and VR headsets. And what we focus on is more so consumer applications, from games to nightclub experiences to dating applications. We focus more so on building experiences that you can use every day, similar to like what you do with your mobile phone. That's what Exact Game is all about. We're all about building new experiences and pretty much pushing the envelope as far as on what the metaverse can do, which is still very young, and we we're glad to just be a part of it.
Come on, man.
Awesome. Awesome. And so we're moving right along into our next question. How did you get first introduced into the space of AR and VR?
Yes. So when I first started, I was building mobile applications, apps for iOS and Android.
Come
And
on now.
what I wanted to do was find out what was next, which I saw relatively what was next was going to be augmented reality and VR, but I wanted to more so be on the side where these are going to be in glasses. So I did my research a little bit during the pandemic, and then I just started building applications. Just started learning C sharp coding to actually start building my own apps and put them out there and see how it works.
Awesome. That sounds amazing. So, since you were building these apps, you had to experience some other apps first and, get your feet
Yes.
wet into that. So, what were your first applications that you experimented with VR and AR?
I would say the first apps that I actually experienced was actually Rec Room. Rec Room was kind of what inspired a lot of the
Get
apps
Okay.
because I saw
get
that.
off of here.
Yeah.
Get I'm playing with
What?
you. I'm playing with you. Hold on.
He's very biased.
Get off of here. Wait a minute. You talk about Rec Room was the thing that got you into VR and AR. Come on, man. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm
That's
gonna let you
dope.
finish the
That's really
list.
dope.
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
Look, we
yeah,
love
a
Rec
lot
Room. We
of
Yeah,
love
we
Rec Room
love
too.
it.
We love Rec Room too. All right, go ahead.
yeah. When I first started doing VR, I wanted to kind of find something to kind of like get me familiar with just how they work, as far as from a social perspective and as well as games. I saw Rec Room had a lot of games that are pretty standard for a lot of apps. So
Okay.
from there from there I was just testing it out every day, even on my breaks, at work, when I was working from home during the pandemic. I just took the time to just go through the app store and just experience all kind of apps, but really what struck me was Rec Room, and it kind of inspired me to say, okay, I can do this, you know.
Man, love that, man.
Awesome.
Love
Love
that.
that.
So what about the augmented reality
Yeah.
side?
Yeah, from the augmented reality side, really what started it for me was, and you would be surprised, is the IKEA app, the IKEA mobile app where you can actually view your furniture in your room
Man,
before you
hold
actually buy the
Oh
man,
furniture.
yeah.
hold up, man. I'm putting this on me. Hold up now. Nah, bro, you don't
Yeah.
talking about Rec Room. I'm expecting some crazy. So you telling me the IKEA app was a thing that started you on your journey? Come on, man. All
I
right,
love
y'all.
it.
This is incredible, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. It inspired me. It inspired me because I saw that was a use case that was pretty standard, where you could put virtual objects in
Mm,
like in your living room as if you're really there. Um, and it really kind of struck with me to say, okay, if it can do this, what else can it do? Which in
Yeah.
augmented reality is you're taking the virtual world and actually displaying it out in the real world as if it's physically there. So
Hmm.
IKEA was an app that I was really started to see that was really moving in that direction. They were kind of first to it, I believe, from my
mm-hmm.
from my research, and
Yeah.
that's really what just got me started in augmented reality. I fell in love with augmented reality, really.
Man, wow, bro. Like that's actually really dope. Just the point that you're talking about something that the use case. What we don't hear a lot of
Hmm.
time is
Yeah.
on understanding the use case of the technology. So you said I found an app that had a very unique use case that you saw placing digital items in a physical location, right?
Hmm.
That's
Yes.
powerful, and understanding your why is everything, right? So we really appreciate you sharing that. All right, what we got next, Joy?
Yes. So tell us more about exec gaming and explain. Well, you explained what it was, but just refresh it again. And why did you create this company?
Yes. Well, Exec Gaming, we build augmented reality and virtual reality apps, for glasses such as in-real glasses, for VR, Pico, and as well as MetaQuest. We have a lot of our apps that are on SideQuest right now that's waiting to be in the store for both
Awesome.
Pico and Meta. But we're primarily focused on in-real, because we kind of see that as like the market where the metaverse is meant to be experienced on the go. So we kind of see that that company was the best way to
Mm.
go about that because that's really what inspires Exact Gaming is that we want our customers to be able to use it everywhere, where it's not just something they use at home. It's something that could be a good tool for them as they're going about their day to day. And to the second part of your question, really what inspired it for me was that I saw that I wanted to do this full time. I saw this as something I
Mm.
want to do pretty much, and I figured that well, if this is something that I love, it's never worked. So I said, let me just build a company around it, and from there, just do what I love to do, which is building apps, iterate ideas, see new AR and VR experiences because really a lot of the community inspires me from the standpoint of just that it's big enough for everybody. And I
Yeah.
really said that well, if it's big enough for them, it's big enough for me to be involved as well.
Come
And
on, man.
that's really what
Absolutely.
inspired me with Exec Gaming. Yeah.
Come on, man. It's so powerful to hear. Once again, going back to the why. Going back to the why.
Yes. Yes,
It's
sir.
so powerful to
Yes, sir.
hear that you know what, if it's big enough for those players, it's big enough for those gatekeepers, if it's big enough for those people who've doing it, then why not me as well? Why can't I come into
Absolutely.
this space
Yes,
and
sir.
do something powerful and amazing? And no shameless plug there. We heard you. I got apps waiting to launch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It ain't no dang but a chicken wing you did.
Oh my
To get the apps in there. So man, I love that. I love that. Now, baby, if you don't mind, I want to insert something right into this, if
Oh,
you
go
don't
ahead.
mind. Uh
Mhm.
in real or Rocket glasses. Where you standing? Where you standing?
Well, I where I stand, I'll always go with Enreal. Even though Rocket Air definitely has apps that are of value in a platform that is definitely I would say very huge in the market. But I like Enreal because their glasses are give you more of an immersive experience from the standpoint of you being able to do a little bit more
Hmm.
with their glasses as far from an app perspective than Rocket, even though Rocket does have its benefits. But I'll go with Enreal any day.
Oh, that's perfect because that leads straight into my girls' next question. Let's go.
Yes. So tell us about the apps you developed for InReels. Which one's your favorite? And like explain to us what it all details.
Wow, that's a good question. I would say my favorite app for Enreal only because this gentleman actually came to me and said that I see what you're doing and I have an app idea and I would love to definitely have you a part of it. It would be called Meet Vegan Bay. Meet Vegan Bay is a dating app where you're actually able to go on a date in your augmented reality glasses. So you can play a
Oh
virtual game of
wow.
bowling with your partner. You can actually you can actually chat, meet new people, set up dates
Come
all in
on.
your augmented reality glasses. It's available right now in the Google Play Store. But I definitely have to say that one because the gentleman who came to me wanted to help him build this is definitely something that I didn't take lightly because it really was a great idea. And I would say that it's the most funnest one for me to work on because now it kind of gives me a little bit more brain to do a little bit more to see what works and what doesn't work. I love experimenting, and I would say this that's my favorite app so far.
So you telling me,
Wow. That is
you telling me,
incredible.
you telling me you made a virtual VR
Yeah.
date night app? Is that what you telling me?
Yes, I did. Yeah,
You are
yeah,
you
yes, I
are
did.
you are
Yes.
talking to the king and queen of virtual VR date nights, and I didn't even know.
Yes,
I didn't even know about this app. So we got some glasses. We got some. We gonna have to test this out, man. We gonna have to.
we
So
are.
so this is
Yeah.
multiplayer, right? You can play with other people.
Yes.
Awesome, man. Oh, brother, I can't. That is
Sir.
exciting. I got to check this out, man. I got to check this out. That is incredible, man. Like
Yes.
the point that we're talking to someone, I'm telling you, we said this before the interview. Talking to someone who is a person of color, who is making applications like this. We don't find this everywhere you turn. It's just incredible. But anyway, let's continue with the interview.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
continue with the interview.
Yes, and so since Jaden has segued into that, yes, we want to know how important is representation in this space to you, and what has been your
I believe
experience?
it's Yes, I believe it's very important. It's important from the standpoint of that it's that it doesn't just need to be developers or it just need to be the technical people that's a part of it. I believe that we need to have representation on all fronts, from the standpoint of content creators, from the point of people delivering the message, to more of us to actually be in this business, because a lot of what people when they hear tech, it's a very they believe that it's only for the people that are coders or for
Hmm.
programmers. It's open for everybody, and I believe this lane has opened a lot of jobs for us and a lot of businesses for us to start, particularly. And I believe showing that it's a lot of us that are doing this on a high level. I
Yeah.
think it's very important. That's a message that I truly hope that I'm doing my best job to get that across.
Man, I love that. I love that. I love the point that you're being honest and upfront with it. You know, we say it, it seems like we say it every podcast. We
Every
started
podcast.
this podcast, all it's all about representation. We were not seeing us doing these
Yeah.
platforms like this and doing it in excellence. So we was like, you know what? We're gonna go forth. We're gonna sacrifice. We're gonna study. We're gonna educate ourselves. We're gonna get find amazing creative developers like you, our content creators, our world builders, or all sorts of all walks of life to come on this platform and talk about their applications because it's important to have representation. What is representation to you, Joy?
Representation is everything. It's the difference between someone getting discouraged, like a little child getting discouraged, or even to the oldest of persons, get discouraged of not seeing someone in the space that they're interested in.
Yeah.
And so, being that pillar, being that person, being that leader in that space, means everything.
Yeah, and it's okay. So I got to follow because I want her to save her last question. She got a dope question for you. I want to save that question for you, but I want to pose this to you because I think a lot of times with augmented reality and virtual reality, that's a barrier, bro. That's a barrier, man.
Yeah, it is.
Development in 2D space is already hard enough. Now you're developing
Yes.
in 3D space. Now you've done both. You've done iOS and Android applications. Oh, no
Yes.
Android. But yeah,
I
iOS all
had
day.
a feeling you would do that.
Yeah, iOS all day. And I already know where you stand. I
I
already
had a
know where
feeling
you
you would do
stand. But honestly, would you say which one would you say is easier? Would you say developing for 2D platform or 3D platform is easier and why?
I would say the 3D platform is easier. The reason why I say
Wow.
the 3D platform is easier because yeah, and it's really surprising. The reason why it's a little bit more easier for me because you could do more with it, meaning you don't have so many constraints
Mm.
as to what you can build. And the reason why I say that because with 2D, you're limited based on the person on because on a mobile phone you're competing with three things. You're competing with attention, and you're competing with social media, which social media takes away the attention.
Yeah.
And most of the time, and the third, most of the time is that it all the apps kind of rhyme from the standpoint of use cases, meaning from the standpoint it has to be social driven or it has to be something around like a e-commerce or like a DoorDash or Uber type of app. It has to do one of those things.
Yeah.
And but with 3D because it's very new, there hasn't really been a defined use case that's like that quote unquote killer app that is like that app that everyone's going to be using consistently.
Yeah.
It gives you the ability to do way more creative things, and that's the reason why I choose 3D. It's a lot easier
Wow.
for that.
Wow. I was not, Joy. I don't know if you was expecting that answer. I was not
Mm-mm.
expecting that 3D space, but the answer that you gave was actually makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense. Just about the
Yeah.
different
that's
planes
right.
and being able to see it in a certain way that the way we see, we don't really see in 2D. We see in 3D,
3D,
So that's
3D.
crazy, man. That's amazing. Well, I know Joy's burning with questions over there. So what you got? What you got?
So, did you have a technical background? If so, what did you go to school for? And if not, getting to this space, how has it changed your life?
Yeah, I don't come from a technical background. I went to Morgan State University, HBCU, by the way.
Come,
HBCU
hey,
graduate.
Okay.
come on,
I
hold on, hold up.
Hey.
We gotta show, always show love. Hold up, y'all. Now, hold on. We gotta always show love for the HBCUs because someone
yes, sir.
over yonder uh also graduated from an HBCU. She made sure she trained me to say it this way: the Southern
Southern University.
University. Okay,
Yes, sir.
D
Okay.
D
Okay.
THE on top of that. Okay, but yeah,
PhD. Yeah.
but man, we love to celebrate that. We love to celebrate that. But please continue. Please
Yes,
continue.
sir. Yeah, so I graduated from Morgan State University with a bachelor's in business administration. And what kind of got me into this space was I always knew I wanted to run a business myself or be in business for myself, but I just didn't know exactly what or how. And then when I started to say, well, I don't want to wait for someone to help me do this, so I said I want to be in tech. So what's the most important thing? If you could build the tech yourself, you could pretty much in business from there. So I started to learn
Absolutely.
coding. I started to learn coding. I started to learn like app development all myself. Just taking time, days and nights, just learning it. And then what really it kind of changed my perspective just on what I can do because coding's kind of like a superpower. It's kind of something that
Wow.
you're like, wow, I can wake up. I have an idea in my mind. I can put it to code, and then I can put it in the store and see what comes from it. I feel like that's like the ultimate power. I really feel that it really just changed my life. It really gave me a whole new perspective on what I'm capable of doing.
Wow.
That is incredible.
Coding is a superpower. I hope, those who watch this back, those who are watching live, are paying attention to the wording, the choice of words that's being used. Coding being a superpower. That to
Yes,
me is an amazing thought process to have about something that I believe is going to be necessary for our space
absolutely.
for basically the rest of our lives. You're going to need to know some type of basic coding. You're going to have to understand some understanding of how coding works and functions, scripting in some capacity. Because if not, with AI and everything that's coming up, woo, geez, like it's a lot. So, Joy, what else you got?
Yes. So the show is called Get Them to the Metaverse. How would you get someone to the metaverse?
Hello, hello.
Oh, can you hear us?
Oh,
Oh, there
can
we
you
go.
hear
Sorry.
us?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
All right.
Okay, awesome. I will repeat the question. The show is called Get Them to the Metaverse. And so, how would you
Okay.
get someone to the metaverse?
Yes. The way I would get someone to the metaverse first is to actually give them references to platforms like Real, give them platforms to Discord. Actually, Discord.
Okay.
Go on
Okay.
Discord channels. Look for AR and VR communities that are in the metaverse, not just from a development perspective, but even making things like in Horizon Worlds, as well as with spatial. There's some big Discord channels that you can learn how to build on there and actually collaborate. That I would say that would be the best way to get in because I always tell somebody if you're going to get into the space, don't automatically think you need to go into code. I recommend you to go to code if you want to build something yourself. But I would say just to get your feet wet, start going into those Discord channels, collaborating on projects, and then from there, as you collaborate on projects, you start to build a lot more confidence
Yeah.
than you have started.
Wow, your journey with development, even what you just gave as a note, is very similar to what we do in Horizon Worlds. When we build worlds, it's like
Yeah.
collaborate with other people, learn from them. They might say make a chair. You like, well, all right, I'm gonna make a chair. Your chair gonna look funky. It's gonna look funky. All right, but they're gonna then say because you actually made the chair, you have a little bit understanding of what works and what doesn't. Now I'm going to show you how I make a chair. And you watch them make a chair, and you're like, oh, I get the choices you made there. Instead of going this route, you can go this route, and you just get better. The more you do it, the better you feel. So I really think that it's just really powerful, man, to constantly think about different ways, like with Discord. That's an answer we've never gotten on here. jumping into
Wow.
Discord
Really?
because you're going after the developer side. You're saying,
Yeah.
what would you tell somebody? Here's the piece. All right, here we go.
Okay.
What would you tell the person who's watching this right now who has no technical knowledge, have never
Hmm.
coded in HTML, don't know nothing about
Okay.
JavaScript, ain't seen
Okay.
CSS, and I know that's all web stuff,
Okay.
but let's go deeper. We
Yeah.
ain't seen nothing in no Java, ain't
S-
seen nothing in no
C
Windows,
sharp.
No
C
C
Sharp,
sharp,
look,
C
none of
plus
that.
plus, none
Ain't
of that.
open Blender,
Yeah.
ain't open Unity, ain't done none of that. What would you
Yeah.
tell them? How would you encourage them to get in?
I would encourage them to get in by start using, and this may sound like the cheat code, but I would use YouTube. I would actually use YouTube building projects, because as
Okay.
I was saying earlier, because as I was saying earlier, when I started building projects, I started to look at use cases that worked, and then I added my creativity from the standpoint of, okay, I went through this tutorial and it taught me how to do this. Okay, how can I add a little twist to it based on the experience that I got, and just my own creativity. Um, I would say use YouTube, use Udemy courses to start with. You don't need to be like I would say the most skilled coder, but I would say that you would just have to be a pretty average coder from the standpoint of learning how to just build things. Because once you learn how to build things, you pretty much after that your confidence is through the roof, and you can pretty much add your creativity to it from there.
Come on, man. I love to see it, man.
Absolutely.
I love to see it. I love to hear it. Now, here's the follow up question: that Are you the only developer for Exec Gaming?
No, actually, my twin brother is actually helping me with
Come,
that. Um, he's
come on.
he's pretty, he's kind of like the silent partner. He more so just helps with the direction as far as with development, with the testing,
Okay,
and as well he generates a lot of the ideas, as
love
far
it.
as with, okay, do we, I want to do this, but maybe we should do it this way. He's been that partner, as well as my other partner Jarrell,
Okay.
who I helped him with the dating app. He's definitely, and I'll share his information, but he's definitely, I would say, the brains behind a lot of the apps that inspired me.
Wow, man. Wow.
Awesome.
Hearing partnership. Okay. Hearing
Yeah.
collaboration. I think that's the theme for XR and VR. I think that's the thing for
Yeah.
mixed reality. I don't. It's almost like there's an amazing application we love. I don't know if you probably played with it in real order rockets.
Hmm.
Figment. Um, and
Figma. Yeah.
Figment. Yeah. So it's like this great application, and they've been teasing for a while multiplayer. They've been like, yo, you can be able to walk into someone else's, thing, and you can manipulate stuff with them. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm thinking about me and Joy. I'm like, oh, when we could do that, we could be painting, doing stuff all in the same area. It's gonna be really cool. And it's all about partnerships, man. I really think this space is gonna blow up when you have co-located events and co-located software moments where what I'm seeing, you're seeing as well. So if I got something on my wall, it's an aquarium with sharks and aliens floating around in there. Then you can also see my sharks and my aliens in my room. I don't want you to see
Yeah.
something different. I want you to see my sharks and my aliens. I
Yeah.
think that's just a really
Yeah.
great and really powerful. Any thoughts on that, Joy?
Oh, well, I actually have one more question for
Come on with
before the
it.
Okay.
time runs out. Okay, and so for someone who is trying to get into the AR glasses and trying to decide whether or not I should make this purchase, would you encourage them to purchase it, and why? What use cases would the everyday person have for
That's a
these
great
AR
question.
glasses?
That's a great question.
Okay. I would, of course, I would go with Unreal, only because of course, I use it every day. I develop for it. Shameless plug. Sorry about that, but I would say, I would say Unreal. And the reason why I would say look into purchasing that, because it's a good utility from what you're already doing on your mobile phone. Now, I do understand that it can be a little bit on the expensive side, but I will say that if you really want to get like a real experience as far as with how you use it every day, from using YouTube every day, from you checking your emails, from you sending text messages, you posting on Facebook, Twitter, um, and just working out, or a lot of the app experiences on there. I would say that is the best one to go with, because it's a very strong utility with a lot of applications that I believe you don't really have too many limits for. Um, and I would just say that that's the reason why that would be the best choice as far as from an AR perspective.
Got it, man. Come on, man. You know, man, shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you, number
Thank you.
one, for doing incredible, making incredible applications all across the gamut
Yes, sir.
because you got, look, I don't study it now. You got nightclub in there. Look, you be,
Yeah.
then you got the work, you got the workout, you got the gym. I don't see all kind of different stuff you got in there, man. I've been seeing all the things you have
Yeah.
in development and studying and to
Yeah.
see you really out here trying to do it. And I've seen you have a lot of stuff around finance as well. Is there something that
Yes.
you really care a lot about? Because I've seen a few of the applications kind of be more
Yeah.
around banking and kind of getting your money up.
Mhm.
So can you talk about that just a little
Yeah.
bit?
Yeah, sure. So my first, and this was my first job when I was out of college. It was actually in banking. I had two things I wanted to do. I wanted to be either in investing, or I wanted to be something around technology. So when I was looking at investing, I said, well, wouldn't it be a good idea if you could actually, where you could actually make an investment in your augmented reality glasses? And I said, well, we're kind of limited by the technology, so let me just take a concept that I believe could work, and where you can actually in augmented reality touch a virtual item. You can find the company that owns it, their stock price, their stock ticker, and you can eventually, in the future, make an investment in augmented reality in that
That's
particular
awesome.
company, because I really see that as like the next step. And that's really what inspired it, because I was like, let me see how far I can push the envelope on this. And I just said, give it a try and see what happens.
Man, I love that, bro. I love that, man. You know, this is why we do the show. Once again, we do the show to hear use cases, to understand the story behind the developers, to understand why content creators are making the noise they're making in this space. And we just once
Yes.
again want to salute you and all that you're
Thank you.
doing with Exact Gaming, with everything you're doing. But like it's just come on, y'all. In the chat, y'all watching, those who watch later, make sure you put a clap emoji when you reach this point, and make sure you hitting that like button on the video as well. Could get this out to more and more people, man. So this is your opportunity, my brother, to shine your light, to let people know how they can get in touch with you and how they can work with you.
Okay. Well, you can find me on Instagram, my personal Instagram, Rex underscore GAT 102. That's where you can reach out to me. I post a lot of the apps that I've made on there, and as well as on our Instagram account, Exact Gaming, XZEC underscore gaming. And if you want to look at our number one nightclub that's on the Embryo Glasses Nights, you can find us on Nights on Instagram, NIGHTZ underscore VR. You can see a lot of the apps that we have in development, the apps that we have currently in the store, and as well as some other cool things that we're working on. As they know, I'm not too shy to share, what I'm working on, because I really want this to get out to as many people, and I want people to really not just look at me doing it, but I want them to see themselves doing it too.
Man, I want
Absolutely.
to have. I'm gonna tell everybody what your secret project. You've been working on this secret project, y'all. Let me tell
Yes,
you what
sir.
he doing. He is out there. He got a panda bear climbing up trees, y'all. It's coming out real. I'm playing, y'all. I'm playing. Little bit. I'm playing. No, honestly, man, I do see the work. I do see the initiative. Me and my wife, we was going through it, looking at the account, looking at all the videos, and just like, oh my goodness, like he
Like,
really,
wow.
really been doing this for a while. And I was like, yeah, man, this brother been killing it, man. He's the reason why I bought them AR glasses. You could
Little
blame him.
glasses.
Cause I was hitting him up. I was hitting him up saying, "Hey man, you know what you think about these?" And he's like, "Man, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Get the end reels, man." So we really
I
appreciate you.
did. I
Yeah, you
did.
really did. You was like, "Get the end reels, man. You got to get them, man." Joy, what you got to say to the people?
Well, I want to tell everybody thank you so much for tuning in to Get Them to the Metaverse. We appreciate our guests. Thank you so much, Rex, for coming out and
Absolutely.
supporting and sharing with everybody everything that you're doing, the amazing things that you're doing. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. What about you, Jay Dunn?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, man. It's been a privilege and a pleasure. I'm a little old school. I'm old school.
Absolutely.
It's been a privilege and a pleasure to have Rex in the building with us once again. It is an honor to always have such developers, content creators, and motivators in this space to really show that we're here and we're
Yes.
doing big things and we're not afraid to show that we're proud about who we are and what we are doing, right? And so
Yes, sir.
that's the show, man. We appreciate you once again, man, for coming on. We're gonna have you back in. In fact, we better go download the nightclub right now so we can go meet you in there and get the party on. And we trying to get some of them VR apps too, man. You know, send us some game crews.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I send them your way.
yeah, send us
Yeah,
some
we'll
crews.
talk. We'll talk after this. I'll send them your way.
Yeah, send us some green keys, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but man, once again, Joy, this was a phenomenal show. This was a phenomenal show. I'm so
It was great.
excited.
That's lovely.
I'm
show. I
so
love it.
excited, man. So
So
y'all, we appreciate it once again for tuning into the Get 'em to the Metaverse podcast. We never take it for granted that you chose to be right here. And we're going to be here again very soon and
Yes.
get 'em to the Metaverse. We're going to see you next time.
Bye, y'all.
Peace. And I just gotta find the end screen so we can end the show now. Look at me. We about to end the show now. Look at me.